How long will it take and how much will it cost?
It could be anywhere between like 1 to 6 months, depending on the
Mhm.
metric that you're trying to key in on, right? I mean, and that's typical for a sales cycle too. Each organization has different sales cycles. Some take two
Sure.
years, and some are, hey, we close deals within weeks. So it might be quicker, it might be slower. And this is where things get a little more nuanced is okay, now how are your salespeople feeling? What is
Mhm.
their impression after these implementations? Do they feel like they're being more effective? What are your KPIs that you typically track? Are those going up? Maybe your end goal is we want to sign more clients. Okay, now the KPIs leading into this, are those starting to increase at all? Are you seeing any change in that based off of this implementation? Like I said before, you can always go in reverse on these things. It's one of those things if it's like, hey, this isn't effective, you can shut it down, but oftentimes they don't because their salespeople are a lot happier and they are seeing an uptick and an increase, you know, from these different systems being put in place. And there's no promise that it's going to be 2x. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to 2x. We talked about that earlier.
Right.
What you might find is some employees, there might be one or two individuals where it's like, oh my gosh, that was the magic thing for them. And they're producing double what they were before. I've seen it where, those top salespeople might be 10xing. They might have been bringing in 100,000, now they're bringing in a million. And it's just because the systems that started being put in place alleviated a lot of, typically in sales organizations, the more you're billing, typically there's a lot more work that are involved with that too, which is why a lot of times, sometimes you have to get admins and everything else to assist them. And it's like, man, if you can alleviate that even more, that it provides them even more time to close the deals when they go out and close. That's really where the money's made is when those top people get a lot of that stuff shelved off and they can only focus on selling. If it's like them going in and closing that deal, man, that's where the real power is at. I've seen that quite a few times. It's always really special to hear back from those clients saying, "Man, it's been game changer for so and so and so and so," and we've seen overall increase, but these two have really excelled, and that's overall greatly increased their revenue as they progressed. Depending on scale, if you're looking for massive change, there are agencies out there that will cost millions, $500,000 for implementation, which is crazy for most mid-market firms. Are not going to be able to afford that,
Mm.
but it can be as cheap as $10 per seat depending on what you're trying to implement, which is a lot more scalable and a lot more effective if you're using the right tools and the right implementation. And it might even be cheaper than that if it's like, hey, we only really need one seat to set up this automation to feed the information to the 50 to 75 member team. They're just happy that things are just starting to get fed to them in their funnel rather
Mm.
than just the typical research that might be necessary for it. Not only that, those things that are happening in the background that are enhancing their overall employees, it doesn't necessarily take the full training cycle that you might need or anything else for implementation. It's just more like, hey, heads up, new feature for us. It's fed right to you. All you got to do is just press go, and press with it. So those are the things that can empower those kind of things to start out with. And even subconsciously, it's introducing to your team the power of these tools, which makes adoption a lot easier as you go down the line and implement maybe a little bit bigger projects where it's like this would be more effective on the per salesperson floor, and for
Mhm.
them enhance them on what they're doing day to day.